welcome back to the drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We're going to get you out of here before the top of the hour to give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Deliver live free picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. So let's beat the cappers first and get right to the picks, because we just don't mess around here on the drive-thru. Let's go to David. David, what's going on?
Not much, Tony. We had a dark reminder yesterday of how it's going to be for the next few months. Just baseball and WNBA, that's all we had. But tonight, back to the NBA and NHL playoffs. So excited to see these series get started and see how it all plays out.
Yeah, looking forward here as we get started here with the every other day. So we're not going to have too many off days. At least for the next 8 days, there will be NBA playoffs, because they're not getting more than 1 day off here in this round. So,
that's different, isn't it? Didn't they used to get the 2 days every now and then?
Oh yeah, they used to stretch it out quite a bit back in the day. But here, I think it's because of what has happened. It's because of the expanded schedule and because of the play-in round, where we don't have as much time between games anymore. So that's why we're seeing this. As right now, where these games are you're not getting as much rest between games. So I don't mind.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But well, if you ask me, I would love the NBA to finish right in time for NFL preseason. But that's not going to happen. Maybe if they start on Christmas Day, like they've always said, but we'll see. Let's say hello to Wayne. Wayne, what's going on?
Not much, Tony. Everything's going as solid as it can be with me. 0 for day yesterday, 0 for 4. My only one of the year, and I look to keep it that way. It's not impossible, but definitely looking to turn it around. Just rough week in general, but still optimistic early in the season. Just gotta sharpen up on my spot.
Yeah, sharpen up. It's going to happen. So just got to get through it. That's the way it rolls. So let's get to it here, guys. NBA for tonight. Let's get to the games here. We'll have a game 1 of this Timberwolves and Thunder matchup here. Here we see that Thunder here going to be laying 7 in this one. Total 219. I will tell you what the opening number came. The opening number came in at 9.5 for OKC. Total sits at 213, but it's been nothing but Thunder money. Actually, about an hour and a half ago, we saw it go as low as 6.5, but then bought back up to 7. But pretty much across the market now, we are now seeing sevens. And matter of fact, we're starting to see the total, which opened at 213, has been moving to 220. But now we're seeing buyback the other way. We're seeing 218.5 at DraftKings, 219 now at Penny. My line services is blinking right now because people see the line movement here from the opener of 213 to 7-point move off the opener. You know what these sharp people are doing? They're betting the other way because they see that as value there. So we'll start this one here. With David.
Yeah, I have a premium on the side, but as far as the total goes, yeah, that is a crazy movement here. I see 217.5 over at ESPN, but I'm going to take the over. I don't love it with the line movement, but this OKC team at home offensively has been fantastic. Obviously, the 125 they scored in Game 7 against Denver. The first 2 games against Denver, 119 and 149, and then we know how they played against Memphis in the first round. So, I mean, offensively, the team's great, but you put them at home, they're even better. On the other side, I know Minnesota can be gritty defensively, but you look at how Golden State did without Steph. Golden State scored 110 points in the last 2 games of that series. Now, I know they were kind of blowouts that got close at the end, but still not a great defensive effort from start to finish. I think OKC gets plenty of points here. And on the other side, I think Minnesota can score as well. We saw them put up 117 or more in 3 of their last 4 against Golden State. Oklahoma City had some trouble defending Denver, so I think we see some scoring here. I like the over.
And there we go with David. Next we move right on to Wayne.
Yeah, I have a premium on this as well, so I'm gonna be looking at a player prop. I like Naj Reid to go over 10.5 points. This line's a little down. I see why it's there. He's averaged 11 points this playoff series. He's failed to go over his points his last 4, but the number is a little bit higher. So now we're getting, I believe, which is a fair number on Naj Reid. Their second best scorer, in my opinion. arguable between him and Randall, but I definitely see him getting it going off the bench. He's a 3-level scorer. A guy who can hit the three. He can get this from the three. He can get to the line. He can hit jump shots. He's a hustler player, and he's going to have to be very impactful for Minnesota for them to be competitive in this series. I like the number at 10.5, and I'm going to ride the over points for Naz Reid at 10.5.
There we go with Wayne. Tell you what I think about this game here. I'm going to be looking at the Minnesota side here. Really just a spot play. I don't like really backing these teams that coming off a 7-game series with 1 day of rest and then facing a rested team. I just I'll take the rested team here with the points in this spot. Just think it was an emotional series. OKC kind of screwed around. If they would have known what the should have known what the schedule was for the conference finals, knowing that you get no more days, you only get 1 day off the rest of the way in between games. So I like the depth on Minnesota's team. Again, to me, this is nothing but a spot. I know the numbers. The home numbers especially favor OKC. They may come back with OKC here in Game 2. But to me, it's just the quick turnaround and the emotions of a Game 7 having to bounce back from that. I'm going to look here at this Minnesota team. For some reason, I just remember OKC playing for the money and getting blown out by Milwaukee. That bothers me. I know that doesn't mean a whole lot, but when you have that kind of money on the line here and you just choke that game, that rubbed me the wrong way with OKC the whole season. So I don't know if that was some of the things that come when we get down to the to the nitty gritty here, that we'll see the real OKC. But that bothered me a lot. They had all that money at stake and they got pounded. But anyway, Timberwolves have covered 7 of 10 in the playoffs. So to me, that means something there. So I'll look at Minnesota. I'm only looking at playoff numbers. Forget about regular season. To me, the regular season doesn't matter. This is we have enough data now to just basically handicap from the playoffs, and that's all I'm looking at. But still, OKC at home is 25 net rating. I'm probably going to be with them at home in the next one. But this one, it's going to be Minnesota basically because of spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we get ready here for the next series of games as we get on over here to Major League Baseball. It will be a 14-game card. Bad weather there with that Cleveland-Minnesota game, so they will play the suspended game tomorrow and then play one game here tomorrow and then make up that missed game in September. Hopefully the weather will be better in September. So that's how they're going to do it there. They're going to play a doubleheader, I think, on a Sunday in September. So that's how it's going to work there with that Cleveland and Minnesota game. So let's get to the baseball here. Just to keep an eye on any pitching changes. Nothing that we haven't seen since the morning. Buehler will get the start for Boston. Crochet is going tomorrow for Boston. Looking at Houston, they are going to go with this Brandon Walter kid. He's going to start. Casey Lawrence will be an opener for Seattle. Adrian Hauser now starts for the White Sox, so that's a change that we've seen here. We were expecting, for the White Sox, we were expecting, who was this going to be here for the White Sox? Was it one of their stud pitchers? I think it was. It was going to be Bryce Wilson. So Adrian Hauser goes for Chicago White Sox today to face Casey Lawrence. So that's a change right there. So it's something to keep an eye on. Chase McDermott for Baltimore will be a bulk pitcher. So there will be an opener there for Baltimore. And what else we have here? I don't think we have any other changes than that. But Hauser has been the change there. So that I want to keep you guys up to date on. So let's get to the games here. We got Reds and Pirates here. The Reds $1.45. Total sits here at 8. Next up, we move on over to Cubs and Marlins. Boy, did they have a wild one yesterday. Cubs $1.40, total 8.5. Braves and Nationals. The Braves getting hot, and they're getting the guys back. Strider tonight here. We've got the Braves $1.71, total 8.5. Mets and Red Sox. The Mets here $1.37, total sits 8.5. And we close this block off with Rangers and Yankees. Yankees $2.15, total of 9. And we get the block underway with David.
Yeah, I'm looking at this Cubs-Marlins game. You're right. That finish yesterday was wild. The last 3 or 4 innings was crazy. Ended up with Miami getting the win. But I'm going to take the Cubs here. I know it's not the best price, but I think it's still good value for one of the best offensive teams in baseball. The Marlins, just 19-27 on the season. I know they have won, I think, 4 of their last 5. They're starting Ryan Weathers, who did pitch well against this Cubs team. He's only made 1 appearance this year. He pitched 5 innings, allowing 2 hits and 1 earned run against the Cubs last Wednesday, so not even a week ago. But I do think Chicago, that'll benefit Chicago seeing him so quickly on the turnaround. Cubs are going with Jamison Tyone, who we know is just up and down. His last 2 starts have not been good, 8 earned runs over 10 innings. But prior to that, he was very sharp in the previous 3 or 4. I just think Chicago's offense is way better here in this matchup. I think Tyone will do enough, but ultimately I think it comes down to the Cubs having the benefit of seeing Weathers just 6 days ago. I think that really helps them. So I'm going to go with the Cubs there. And then Rangers-Yankees, I don't really have a lean here, but I do want to say it is wild that Patrick Corbin has just figured things out. He's been very solid for Texas after we faded him for all those years. He's really bounced back.
Yeah, he has. No doubt about that one. Next up, we move right on over to Wayne.
Yeah, we're gonna go to that Cincy Pittsburgh game. We're gonna go look at the under. The under is 3-6-1 in their last 10 against each other. Under is also 1-9 in their last 10 for Cincy, and 1-8-1 in their last 10 for Pittsburgh. Nick Martinez and Bailey Falter on the line. 2 pitchers that I normally don't back in the under, but as of just recent play, both of them has looked pretty strong in their spots and against solid teams. Nick Martinez holding teams to 1.4 runs in his last 5 games started, while Bailey Falter in his last 3 games of no runs, and 1 run. Backed by the batting from both teams. Cincinnati batting .222 against left-handed pitchers and .176 in their last 5 batting average, while Pittsburgh is batting .215 against right-handed pitchers and .205 in their recent last 5 batting average. So I'm going to go with the under in that one. And we're going to go with the Rangers in New York. We're going to go with the under 9 in that one. Just like Will Warren and Patrick Corbin. Patrick Corbin has been pitching a lot better right now. Will Warren looking strong in his spot. Don't love the Rangers bats. That's another reason. I just feel like typically 9 in this game is a solid number, but I feel like it's a little high based on how both teams are batting right now. So I'm gonna go with the under in that one.
Yeah, from Wayne here. I'll tell you what I think here about these games. I'm going to continue with these Reds. Reds 5-1 on the road when lined at -110 or higher this season, returning 4 units against these good bullpens. Pittsburgh 3-10 at home, facing a team with a bullpen whip of 1.35 or lower this season, losing 6.5 units. I'll take the Reds there. I'll look at Miami here. Actually, at that plus price here, Miami is hitting the ball pretty well right now. Look at their past 6, 256, 8 homers in their past 6 games. Good bullpen numbers. Tyone, just don't trust him. Tyone in his 5 road starts, an ERA near 6. The Cubs bullpen on the road, an ERA near 5. Cubs do their damage at home. I'll take the Marlins here, who are 500 at home against right-handed starters, and getting plus there in that one. Also, I'll look here at let's see what we got here in this Mets game. Right, we're looking at this Mets game. I'll look at the Mets here in this spot. Not a big fan of Buehler at all. Holmes' numbers have been good on the road, and New York's bullpen past 6 games ERA of 2.21, which is twice as good as the Boston's bullpen against National League this year. So I'll look at New York in that spot. And since we're on the Yankees and Rangers, I'll take the under there. Texas hitting 200 over their past 7. Bullpen pretty good at 3.50. New York hitting 248 at home. They're going to be facing a lefty, so those left-handed hitters will have a hard time getting that ball over the fence, I think, tonight. So I'll go under in that one between Texas and New York. By the way, the Rangers 14-3 to the under, facing these good bullpens that have a whip of 1.25 or lower this season, and I'll take them in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we get ready for the next series of games here from Major League Baseball. So let's get to it right now from Major League Baseball. Next up on the block here, Astros and Rays. Rays $1.35, total of 9. Then we move on over to Padres and Blue Jays. This one about a coin flip here. Padres $1.06, total 7.5. Orioles and Brewers. Brewers $1.17, a total 8.5. Mariners and White Sox. We told you it'll be Hauser here for the White Sox. Mariners now $1.66, total 8.5. And we will close this block off here with, let's see what we got next up here. Tigers and Cardinals. We got the Tigers $1.70, total 7.5. We get this block underway here with David.
Yeah, in this Houston-Tampa Bay game, I'm looking at the total here. I'm going to go under 9.5. I know Houston's going with this Brandon Walter on the mound. He's been actually really solid at AAA this year, 2.27 ERA. He's been just about a one strikeout per inning guy. And I think he's going to step up here against the Tampa Bay offense that we have seen be pretty inconsistent this season. They score runs in bunches, but they go quite often in between those bunches. On the other side, Zach Littell on the mound, he's been pretty sharp too. He's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 3 of his last 4. I think we see a lower scoring game here, so I'm going to take the under 9.5. And then looking at Seattle and the White Sox, do we know who the bulk pitcher for Seattle is going to be?
Let's see what we got here. It's showing me, I'm showing here that it will be, let's go back to Seattle. Casey Lawrence on the mound here for Seattle. I don't know who the bulk pitcher is going to be here. Oh, I'm sorry, the opener. Well, I'm just showing Lawrence here as the bulk innings pitcher. It's going to be a bullpen game. I don't show the opener.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to fade the White Sox. I know they have actually been decent at home, 9-13 at home this year, but Hauser, I am not a believer, and I wasn't a believer in him with I think it was Milwaukee last year. Yeah. And this season, he has not been good in the minors. An ERA over 5, 15 walks, and just over 39 innings. I'm not a believer in him. I don't believe in the White Sox offense. So I'll take the Mariners on the run line. It's not plus money, but just sitting at minus 110, so not too bad. And then just the Orioles Brewers, I don't see any way you can go away from fading the Orioles. I have to take the Brewers here. Baltimore is a disaster right now in this losing streak. Their pitching's been horrible. The offense the last few games has actually started to hit the ball, but still haven't snapped the losing streak. They're just 7-16 on the road. So taking the Brewers at minus 120 feels like good value.
Casey Legumina will be the opener for Seattle today. Pretty good numbers, ERA of 1.84 in 14 2/3 innings, 14 strikeouts, about 1 strikeout per inning. So Casey Legumina will be the opener here for Seattle. Seattle team, by the way, that's dealing with injuries to Kirby, Gilbert, and Miller on the injured list, but only 15 days. But that's why you're seeing Emerson Hancock, Logan Evans getting starts. And, of course, that's what's happening there with Seattle. So get you caught up in that one. Next up, we move right on over to Wayne.
Yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with David with the Brewers pick. Orioles been pretty brutal this season. They've always had issues with their pitching over the last 2 seasons. In my opinion, the bats just kind of hit it. Now with the bats just going dormant most of the games, it's kind of showing its head in a big way. Fair price with the Brewers. Brewers have had a kind of rough, patchy start as well, but they've just showed way more potential than Orioles. So give me the Brewers money line. I'm going to go back a spot. Unfortunately, I'm going to take the Nationals. I just can't trust the Braves on the road laying 190. I know Strider's on the mound. He's just going to have to show me today. This national team has been hot with the bats. They have a lefty on the mound, and Atlanta is struggling to hit lefties in most spots. So I'm going to take my shot with the Nationals. 10 and 12 at home, getting numbers like this, plus 155, plus 140 around there. You're in plus money territory.
There we go from Wayne. Tell you what I think here about these games here. I'll look at the Padres here. I know Cease's ERA is just below 5, but his advanced numbers aren't pretty bad. He's striking out 29% of his batters, allowing less than 1 home run per 9 innings. Probably a little bit of bad luck there for Cease with that FIP number. Coming pretty good here. I'll take him in this spot. San Diego does hit the ball well on the road. Probably a road is where the Padres probably need to be now after a tough time a weekend at their home park here. Blue Jays past 6 games hitting 240, but their ERA, a home ERA of 4. Padres against these teams that got outscored by half run per game or greater this season. 7-2 on the road. I'll look at Padres in that spot, and that's about what I like here in that block. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we get ready to close out baseball with these final 4 games what we're going to cover here. Next up, we'll have we know the Guardians Twins postponed. They make up 1 game tomorrow. They'll make up the suspended game tomorrow, and they'll have to make up another game in late September. Phillies and Rockies here. Phillies 265, total sits at 11. Royals and Giants, San Francisco, $1.44, total sits here at 8. Angels, the Athletics in the shelter there. Athletics $1.67, total of 11. And then we go to the Diamondbacks and Dodgers. Dodgers $2.25. Yeah, Yamamoto's on the mound. Total sits here 9.5. And there you go with these 4 games. We get it started here with David.
Yeah, Phillies Rockies. I I hate the value here just on the run line here for the Phillies. -2.5 is sitting at -130 right now. But I'm going to still lay it. I might even look to do -3.5. This Rockies team we know is having major issues. Look at their last just 4 games. They've scored 3 runs or fewer in 4 of their 5 games. They've been shut out twice. They've allowed 8 runs or more in 4 of their last 5, and they're going with Sensatella, who has just not been good. He's allowed 6, 4, 4, and 4 earned runs, and really not many innings pitched over his last 4 starts. The Rockies are 0-4 in those 4 outings, with 3 of those games coming by 4 runs or more. So I'm gonna lay the Phillies here. They're going with Luzardo, who's been fantastic. We know that. I'm gonna take the Phillies -2.5. I think 3.5 is also worth a look. And then Angels and A's, the homeless A's, as you put it. I love when you say that. I'm going to take the under here, sitting at 10.5. I know this park can give up some runs here, but we saw a low-scoring game 1, just 4-3, 7 total runs. The Angels right now are actually playing some decent ball, and both pitchers have been decent. I mean, Kyle Hendricks for the Angels, I don't want to put too much faith in him, but he's pitched well, 3 earned runs or fewer in 4 of his last 5 starts. You look at the other side, Hoagland's going for the A's, and really he's pitched in 3 games, 2 of which were really solid against Miami and Seattle, and the other one was 4 earned runs against the high-powered Dodgers. So really a respectable job here. I don't love either team's lineup, so I like the under 10.5 there.
Here we go from David. Next up, we move right on over to Wayne.
Do we got another slot after this, Tony?
This is the last slot.
Oh, did I miss KC? Did I miss KC San Fran?
No, they're part of this slot.
Okay, all right, bet. Yeah, I like San Fran. Don't really love the line at 140, as I do feel like if you're gonna take KC is a little value, but it's more so a fade of Lorenzen. He has pitched well in certain spots, but I like for San Fran to get after him in this one. Trust the bats for San Fran. That's mainly another reason why I'm fading KC in this spot. Just bats doesn't look that good, even against Birdsong. He's been up and down a little bit too, but I trust him in this spot. I feel like San Fran definitely is the play in this one.
There we go with Wayne. Tell you what I think here about these games here. I like the under here with KC and San Francisco. Why? Because San Francisco in their home night games just go under. What is it now? 11-3 to the under at home. And if you go back and look at the past 2+ seasons, about 2/3 of their home night games have gone under there, because it's definitely a pitcher's park. KC just doesn't hit on the road. And interleague, in their 21 interleague games, San Francisco hitting .214. Birdsong ERA of 1.69 in 16 innings. So here's a chance for Birdsong. You're a relief pitcher. Now they bench Hicks. They give you the ball to start. So now's your chance to make the bag, because we know there is little money in relieving and a lot of money if a starter. So if Birdsong can stick in the rotation, there's a lot of money waiting for him. We saw that with Littell. We saw that with Lugo and others, that when they get their shot to be a starter, that's where you make your money and you make the most of it. So keep an ate on these relievers that get these starting opportunities, because they can make about 15 times their money if they can stick in the rotation and get another contract. So that's something huge now in baseball, because we've seen the difference in salaries between starters and relievers have been really widened over the past several seasons. So I like the under there. Angels Athletics, just going over. It's going to be hot in Sacramento. We know the Angels bullpen is rough. So Hendricks on the road, an ERA over 6. Angels as big dogs have gone over in 8 of 11. Athletics now 7-2 to the over at home, facing these home run hitting teams that average 1.25 home runs per game or greater. Go over. Just going to continue the over with Arizona and LA. I think LA at home, 11 of 12 over. And I've been telling you guys with this Dodger, where everyone's focusing, you see on TV, they're starting rotation. It's the bullpen, guys. They're missing their 5 top relievers right now. It's Phillips, Gratterall, Train, Yates, and Kopech. Those guys brought him a world title last year, right? It was the bullpen, these guys, and they're hurt. So now you're dealing with a lot of OKC guys being called up and having to pitch innings for them, and that's why you're seeing LA going over. And I've been telling you this for over a week now. Keep an eye on these Dodger overs with the problems with their bullpen now, as well as the starters. We look at LA over against these bad bullpens. LA 11-6 to the over at home, and we will go over in that one against home run hitting teams. Arizona now 6-2 to the over on the road. So I like the over in that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through as we turn our attention to game 1 of the Eastern Finals here from the NHL, as we have here the Panthers and the Hurricanes here. We've got game one, Hurricanes $1.27, total 113. Start the block off here with David.
Yeah, I'm looking at another under here. It's not very a very solid price at all. Minus 135 on under 5.5. I don't have the number for under 5 in front of me, but I think that would be more than fine. I mean, both of these teams play very similar styles, really defensive focused, hard hitting, very physical. They don't really try to break out and create a ton of chances because they don't want to open up the return down the ice. So I think we see a really low scoring game. Florida, of course, coming off that Game 7 win against Toronto, could come out maybe a little bit flat, and it's a tough place to play in Carolina. So I think we see a low scoring game here. I like under 5.5 or even under 5.
There we go with Wayne. Next up, we move right on over to Wayne.
Yeah, this is definitely a homer pick. I'm going with Carolina. I'm going with Carolina. With the playoff history, and as David just pointed out, how tough it is to get a win, and Carolina. Another thing he just pointed out, Florida Panthers coming off a 7-game series should be a little more tired. They're obviously going to be fired up, but at the same time, without that home crowd backing them, if this game is tight late and very defensive minded, as with a lot of banging, it should favor Carolina coming in that third period for the win.
There with Wayne. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. We move on over to the W. There are 2 games on the board tonight. Dream and the Fever. Fever was at 8 for most of the afternoon. We've seen money come on the Dream here. This one has Fever and the Caitlin Clarks here laying 7, total 170.5. And the line, look at this. Who would have told you a year ago that the Sun would be a 14-point underdog at home? Wow, look at how things have changed in the W for the Sun. Aces, 14 on the road. It feels like it's 2023, 2022 again with the Aces laying this kind of number here. 14 on the road, total 166. And we get the block underway here with David.
Yeah, that line in that Aces game is wild. But I'm going to look here at the Dream and the Fever. I was looking at the under earlier today. It was around 10 or 11 Eastern time. It was sitting at 174.5, and I really liked the under. It's come down now, sitting at 171.5. I still like the under. But we know this Indiana team can score, and the Dream allowed 94 points to the Mystics in their first game. So I would lean under. I would also lean the Fever to cover. I think they're just going to be outstanding this year. But I think a lot of people are thinking of that, and I don't think we're going to get the best numbers with the Fever throughout the season. So I think we definitely have to be careful and pick our spots here with Indiana. So if I had to play one, I would lean towards the under here.
There we go from David. Next up, we move right on over to Wayne.
Yeah, give me Atlanta in the points. This Atlanta team I'm definitely going to be backing, especially in spots like this where they're getting over 5 to 7 points. It's a game where Atlanta can win outright. Brittany Griner hasn't started the season well, but she's always going to be a defensive presence. Once she can get her offensive going, it's definitely going to be tough to stop. This is a guard-heavy team with Atlanta, so it's going to put pressure on Mitchell and Clark to actually have to defend. I like Pow coming off the bench from South Carolina. This is a very underrated Atlanta team that was on the brink of the playoff, just like the Fevers last year, and didn't lose much. So give me Atlanta with those 8 points, and on the other side of that, give me the Aces. Suns missing their 2. They had 2 top draft picks, and neither one of them are playing yet until they start getting into the fold. It's just going to be a rough outing for the Suns. Give me the Aces after a rough start for them. I think they can come out here and smash the Suns. At the Suns, they'll probably pull away late, but give me the Aces.
We ain't looking at a smash spot there for the Aces. All right, we got you through the WNBA. Now it is time for our Parlay Purple segment where our cappers can give out a parlay. They get a team player prop, game of the future. We leave it up to them in this segment, so we get it underway here with David.
Yeah, I'll do a parlay. First leg I'm going to do is the Cubs on the money line. Second one, we're going to take the Brewers on the money line, and then we're going to take the under 5.5 in that Hurricanes-Panthers game in the NHL.
Here from David, next up is Wayne.
Yeah, we're going to look at San Fran money line, MLB, and we're going to look at I like the under for the Rangers in New York, under 9. I don't feel like that line's a little high. And give me Atlanta plus the 7.5. You can still find that.
And there we go from Wayne. Tell you what I think here. I like the Mets here with the Rangers, Yankees under 9, and I like the Padres there with my 3-teamer. All right, we got you through our parlay segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Pick Dog Shrimp. Head into big week of action here. We're in the conference finals of both the NHL and NBA. We got the W in action, big cards from Major League Baseball. So we'll take a look and see what's rolling over at Pick Dog Shrimp. Let's take a look and see what Wayne's got for sale right now over at Pick Dog Shrimp. Wayne's put together a pretty good baseball year. What you got for sale, Wayne?
Yeah, just one play today, just in the NBA. Took a day off of baseball just to get my thoughts together. The plays that I did give today, like the San Fran that I gave out, would have been a premium. I am on that, but like I said, didn't love the line. I like giving you guys just as good as lines I can. If it's not plus money and it's going to be a favorite, I like to try to stay under the 130 range unless I just absolutely love it. But go over there. You can grab my NBA player today. I am on that pretty big. Just looking to enjoy that playoff game and looking to get this week back rolling to the plus side when it comes to MLB. So you can pair me up with one of these top handicappers that you see over there on the site killing it. Or you can just grab something long term. And like I said, I have plenty of plays this week.
Yeah, good. I get on board with Wayne over at Pick Dog Shrimp. Some good results from baseball, so get on board. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. Let's see what David has for sale over at Pick Dog Shrimp. David's put together really impressive numbers over the last 30 days.
Yeah, I have a little bit of everything today. I have some MLB, play in the NBA, play in the NHL, and the WNBA. So on the other kind of reverse of Wayne, I have 8 total plays today. It's been a very solid 30 days. Really solid last 12 months too in the positive units as well. I'm definitely a volume better, so if you're going to join me long term, it's definitely the way to go. I think I've had the most volume on the site here over the last 12 months. So head on over, check out a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. That's where you're going to get the most value, or just join me for the day.
Yeah, good. Get on board with Dave Racy over at Pick Dog Premium. You see the long-term passes available up there, so get on board. Multi-gap promotion also available with David Racy right now at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, I tell you what I got going on. I got a best bet on the board from Major League Baseball, as well as a 3-pack bundling 2 from baseball, 1 from the NBA. So 4 premiums for me on the board today, or you may consider long-term passes as well. I am the #1 unit producer in Major League Baseball for the year, so get on board with me over at Pick Dogs Premium. Why not look at a 7-day all sports patch and get all of my premium plays for baseball for the 7 days, as well as the NBA playoffs. Remember, we got NBA here every other day for the next 8 days, at least. If we have 2 sweeps, then it's 8. But if they keep going, then we'll see what we have after those 8 days. But get on board with me over at Pick Dogs Premium. Multi-cap promotions will match them up with your favorite capper and go ahead and get signed up. All right, guys, we're with you here Monday through Friday here on the drive-thru at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, get notified when we're live. Not a whole lot of shelf life because the game's starting in just a few minutes, so you guys want to catch us live if you can and get these picks. So set those notifications if you will. Approaching 250,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Almost 250K people have done that. So if you know that many people are hitting the subscribe button, you know there's great content here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe. A lot more content to talk about. Because on the website, David, a featured writer over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat.
Yep, you just go on over to Sports Chat Place or Pick Dogs. Click on the free pick tab. Click on whatever sports you're looking for. Get a write-up in any sport that's going on right now. It's a great source of information. Definitely a great spot for WNBA too. I know a lot of people aren't too knowledgeable in the WNBA. It's getting more popular, but it's a great spot to see trends and stats and all that stuff.
There you go. Check out David on the sites there. Wayne, you keep an eye on the boxing world.
Yeah, a couple strong cards starting to heat back up. Williams Zepeda versus Shakur Stevenson is a decent fight that I'll be giving out a play on pretty soon. Berlanga versus Shabazz. Berlanga just came off his fight with Canelo, healed up pretty well, and this is going to give another contender a chance. Shabazz and Charlo brothers starting to fight, and Caleb Plant's coming up with a pretty decent fight. So lots of fights that I'll be talking about and giving out some banger winners for. So stay tuned for that.
There you go, guys. So there you go from the information from Wayne there. So keep an eye up here on the next days here on Drive-Thru. So more picks from Wayne on the boxing. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Drive-Thru. We're coming back again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you like, subscribe, and be notified when we're live. All right, that's going to do it. Anybody have anything to say before we close it out?
Only 4 days until week 0 for college football, in case anyone's keeping track out there.
Week 0 of college football not too far away. That's right. It's coming sooner than we know. All right, that'll do it, guys. Hall of Fame game is in July this year, so we're almost less than 4 months away. A little more than 4 months away.
My Lions get to be in that this year, so
that's right.
Not that it means anything, but an excuse to watch the Hall of Fame game.
That will be one. That's no doubt. All right, that's gonna do it for the show, guys. We'll wave goodbye to you guys. You guys make it a winning day.